In this final video for the month, we want to talk about Joe's neighbor, Mr. Worry. Every time Joe has a problem, Mr. Worry shows up to Joe's and promises to help him. But in actual fact, Mr. Worry is Joe's enemy and not his friend or ally. Mr. Worry always promises that if Joe entertains him, all of his problems will be solved. But in fact, every time Joe entertains Mr. Worry, Joe ends up stressed and with elevated blood pressures. So, what can Joe do? First of all, he needs to understand that Mr. Worry is not a friend or ally. Joe does not have to entertain Mr. Worry anymore. When a problem or issue comes up, Joe should do the following. 1. Watch what he says. In Matthew 6:31, Jesus told us to not take a thought by saying. This means our words can help control our thoughts. When we worry, what happens? We begin to talk about what we are worried about, then we begin to think about it more and talk about it more. Nothing ever changes when we do this. It is okay to share your worries and fears with people who can point you in the right direction, but don't talk about your worries to yourself or to people that can't point you in the right direction. Use your words to help you think right. For example, if Joe has a test, he can take a thought and start saying, by God's grace, I am going to ace that test. Saying right words has the power to change Joe's outlook on things. See the book of Proverbs 18:21. 2. Joe should do what he can do. For example, if Joe is worried about a test, then Joe should study for the test. Whether Joe worries or not, the test will come and worrying will not change anything. But Joe can prepare for that test by studying for it. 3. Pray and ask God for help. Jesus told us to come to him if we were weary and worried and he would give us rest. See Matt 11:28-30. As Joe prays, he should trust that God loves him and will help solve whatever issues he is facing. See friends, we all have a Mr. Worry who is our neighbor, but we can choose not to entertain him.